Have you ever been in an argument with your partner and suddenly shut down? Maybe you withdrew completely, stopped responding, or gave them the cold shoulder for hours or even days. If so, well, you have engaged in stonewalling, also known as the silent treatment. It is a form of emotional withdrawal that can wreak havoc on relationships. And here's the truth: stonewalling is one of the most destructive things that can happen in a relationship. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and I'm a relationship therapist and coach, and I help couples connect. Today, I want to talk about, you guessed it, stonewalling. What is it, why it happens, and how you can begin to shift this painful pattern, whether you're the one who shuts down or the one who feels shut out. So, what is stonewalling? Stonewalling happens when one partner emotionally shuts down and disengages from a conversation or conflict. It's often confused with simply needing space, but there is a key difference. Taking space is a healthy, conscious choice to regulate your emotions before coming back into a conversation. And I like to practice taking space or taking a time out where there is an end point. So if you say to your partner, I need to take a time out or take some space because I'm getting worked up or angry, but I will be back in X amount of time. Stonewalling is different. Stonewalling is an automatic, defensive response that blocks connection and resolution. And as a couples therapist, I see stonewalling as a learned survival strategy, one that may have helped someone cope in the past, but it now creates distance and pain in the relationship. So, why do people stonewall? People don't stonewall because they don't care. In fact, it's often the opposite. They care so much that they become emotionally overwhelmed and don't know how to handle it. Some common reasons include emotional flooding. So feeling so overwhelmed by the intensity of an argument that your system just shuts right down. A fear of conflict. So avoiding confrontation because conflict just feels so unsafe and so unmanageable. It's a learned behavior growing up in an environment where emotions weren't expressed or allowed to be expressed, or where vulnerability was criticized, can often breed stonewalling. There can also be a desire for control. So using silence as a way to regain power in an argument. What is the impact of stonewalling on relationships? Well, stonewalling might feel protective in the moment, but it sends a painful message to your partner. You don't matter. When one person shuts down, the other often feels rejected and abandoned, frustrated and unheard, anxious and insecure about the relationship. Over time, this cycle leads to resentment, emotional disconnection, and sometimes the breakdown of the relationship itself. Let's talk about how to stop giving the silent treatment. And so before we get into that, I just want to say, if you catch yourself shutting down, don't beat yourself up. Recognize that this is an old coping strategy, one that once helped you, but is no longer serving your connection or your relationship. And the good news, you can change it. Here are 3 ways to start. First of all, learn to recognize when you're flooded. Before you can even stop stonewalling, you have to notice when it's happening. Signs of emotional flooding include your heart racing, often above 100 beats per minute. You can feel hot, shaky, or on the verge of tears or anger. Your mind can go blank, or it can start racing with defensive thoughts. And when you notice these signs, they're often in your body. First, you need to pause before you shut down completely. The next thing you want to do is communicate that you need a break without disappearing. So instead of going silent, try saying something like this: I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need a time out and 20 minutes to calm down, and then I'm going to come back and talk. Or I want to work this out, but I need a time out and just to collect my thoughts, and I'll be back in an hour. This keeps the connection open while still giving you the space you need to self-regulate. The third thing is to build emotional tolerance. So real growth in relationship comes from learning to stay in difficult conversations and respond instead of react. That means practicing breathing exercises to stay grounded, learning to name your emotions instead of acting them out, and reminding yourself that conflict isn't a threat. It's an opportunity for deeper connection. If stonewalling has has been a pattern in your relationship, please know that change is possible. It starts by shifting from shutting down to staying engaged, even when it's hard. The more you practice, the more resilient you will become. And with time, the more emotionally safe your relationship will feel for both of you. And if you need help breaking old communication habits, therapy is a powerful place to start. It's not about blame. It's about learning new ways to connect. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of your heart, your connection, and each other. And I'll see you next time.